And now, Chase, I think it's kind of clear what's going on. Hey, stay with me. Stay with me.
You're doing your cousin?
His house and his
You're
apartment.
doing your cousin. What the hell is wrong with you? I will beat you.
No problems.
Megan.
Starting arguments with people that I care about. This is crap.
So at this point, we're all aware that early 2000s TV was messy as hell and just completely unhinged, but I don't think any show took it to such heights as Cheaters. So today we're going to react to an episode and see what it's like to hop into a time machine back into the early 2000s. So before we get into it, if you enjoy this and want to see more, make sure you drop a like, and as always, subscribe if you haven't already. But anyways, let's get right on into this one, shall we?
Chase McClendon, a worried waiter upset that his girlfriend may be sending out the wrong signals to other eligible bachelors.
So this is Chase. He's 24, and you just heard him say that he is worried that his, girlfriend might be sending some bad signals to other eligible bachelors. And I'm sure you've already been spoiled by the intro here, but one of those bachelors happens to be her cousin, who, yes, that is who they're gonna be catching her cheating on this man with today. I don't know what in the Arkansas is going on right now, but yeah, we're in for a good ride.
It's understood that I always wanted her at my house. It didn't take long for her to get a toothbrush and some clothes over there.
So yeah, these two live together. In Chase's own words, things are getting pretty serious. So it's gonna be heartbreaking for this dude to realize that she's been unfaithful. And then when he finds out who she's been unfaithful with, it's gotta just completely destroy this dude's world. So I'm ready to see that. As terrible as that sounds to say.
And then she picks me up, and I'll notice that, the gas gauge is just about on empty whenever I know I had at least half a tank earlier.
So the first inkling this dude had that his girl might be, going around behind his back cheating is that when he's off doing other things, his gas tank in his car that she uses as well because she doesn't have her own is questionably low, meaning she's driving around town doing something or someone. Man, that line delivery there just sounded like something they'd say in the show. I'm sorry, that was cheesy as hell. But yeah, that gave him enough of a scare internally to where he had to reach out to the show and have them do some investigating themselves. So they investigate this girl for over a week straight, and they finally catch her running around with some dude. And like I've said before, they find out this dude is her cousin. I'm not going to go too far into the investigation part of things because in reality, it's really just this really crappy quality camera from the early 2000s that they're following them around with, mixed with some crazy Matrix like early 2000s computer graphics. I actually think aesthetically this show is crazy looking back. But yeah, regardless, let's get to the real nitty gritty here, where they actually pull up on this girl with her cousin as they're chilling in a hot tub for some reason. I don't know why. Getting all romantic, and yeah, needless to say, they really crash the party here.
And I think that's a little bit more comfortable than I'd expect my girlfriend to be with somebody else.
So before they go in for the strike here, they're showing Chase the footage that they found, and apparently bro hid a camera in his own apartment, which captured them in the act. Granted, it's blurred here, but I mean, that really leaves nothing up to discussion of whether or not this is really happening, and I'm sure he recognizes the dude in this video, which has to just bring him so much sickness in his gut. Like, that has got to be disgusting to realize that you are, both sharing experiences with this woman, and the other dude is her cousin. That is just so freaking weird, bro. I cannot even put that into words. And I'm not surprised if this dude just pulls up and starts throwing bows, because I would at that point. Or I would laugh from how preposterous it is and realize that I'm never going to have a breakup as terrible as this one. Because not only are the circumstances sad as hell, but I mean, it's being televised, dude. And hella people watched this show back in the day. So you know he's never escaping this.
We do know where they are. The detective followed them to this apartment complex right here. What would you like to do?
I'd like to confront him about it.
So that's right, he's gonna confront him about it. Let's see the time where they pull up to the hot tub and reveal that they've been following this lady around for 2 weeks, watching her smooch on her cousin. I still can't believe that's a real sentence coming out of my mouth, dude. Talk about a banger of a first episode for us to react to.
Excuse me, what?
You're doing your
His
cousin?
house.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe he's my cousin in marriage and it doesn't really matter.
Oh, okay, so she's got a defense. She claims that they are cousins in marriage, meaning they're not blood related, and they simply had people who married each other into the family and became related through that. So it's not through blood, but still, that is weird as hell. Also, you were cheating, so there's no excuse for that. Like, regardless of who it was with, why, you know what I mean? Like, you got caught doing a terrible act, let alone one with somebody who is technically your cousin. That is weird as hell, bro.
It's either true or it's not.
Oh, you want to take this to court? I mean, I never agreed to being... That's none of your
business.
This dude just holding a T-pose in the freaking hot tub. Like, you want to take this to court, buddy? I don't want to be exposed for being a cousin kisser. You can't just do that. You can't pull up on somebody when they're doing that. There's got to be privacy laws about this, says the man in a public area. Looks like they're also at like a hot tub in a resort, but it doesn't even look that much like a hotel. It kind of looks like an apartment building. So I just feel hella bad for everybody around here who is hearing this commotion, looks out their window and sees these bright-ass lights, boom mics, and camera operators filming this trashy-ass TV show. And you're hearing the drama like, oh God, this is a lady and her cousin who just got caught cheating on her mans. Like, that is so insanely messy. And I would have burst out laughing if I opened my window and heard any of this. Like, that would have been the highlight of my year.
Is this your cousin?
My cousin by marriage, yeah.
Oh, so it's by marriage. Oh, it's a technicality.
And I love how him and the host are here like, oh, so that makes it okay that it's by marriage, you freaks. Like, no, you guys are both still weird as hell for partaking in this. But clearly these two who got caught in the act don't have much of an issue with it because they were ready with their defensive arguments like immediately. It's almost like they've rehearsed this moment where they've been caught doing this and know exactly what to say to try to weasel their ways out of it. But nobody's buying their BS. Instead, they're the only ones that are really believing any of their own words.
You'll lie to me just like you have every other time I've ever asked you anything.
So following her around with cameras is real honest, huh?
Like, yeah, I guess this dude's argument is true. Following her around with cameras wasn't the nicest thing to do, but when you give the man a reason to think he's being cheated on, and also one of the biggest shows happening on TV at the time is meant to catch cheaters, what else is the man to do, okay? He was trying to give us content, if anything. I applaud this man for, instead of hiring a normal PI like I guess every other person who thinks they're being cheated on, he was like, no, let me just go to this trashy-ass TV show and make an episode of it. That's a real baller move right there.
He won't talk to me. He won't listen to me. You know, when I try to tell him how I feel about what's going on that's wrong, then he's not helping me.
He doesn't even care about me. You know who does care about me? Family. That's why I decided. I can't even finish that damn sentence, bro. It really is crazy. This lady's trying to reason with it. Like, I don't care how bad he was. Break up with him and then go do your freaky shit on the side without somebody whose heart you're breaking. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they're both young people, but they're living together. And I gotta imagine this is one of their first relationships where they're living with their partner. And now this dude's facing the harsh reality of being cheated on, let alone with the situation at hand. I mean, I don't gotta keep repeating it. You guys know why this is so bad.
Right there. Men bread.
And now at this point, this dude's just storming off with his drowning pool shirt, which is also just such a relic of the times. So now I gotta let the bodies hit the floor stuck in my damn head. But yeah, needless to say, he's not having a good time, and he really just needs a breather at this point because I'm worried he's about to punch this cousin's face in.
So how the long has this been going on? No, don't you even think about walking away from me, bitch.
And at this point, he is just calling her names, which isn't the nicest thing to do. But again, this man's just full of rage at this point. She's trying to get away, and he's just following her. I was thinking he was running away at this point, but I think they actually just got kicked out of whatever courtyard they were in. So now they're bringing the trashiness to the streets. Let's go. Turning it into even more of a public spectacle, because that's just what everybody needed in this situation.
What were you getting out of that?
I can't believe he's doing this.
Beat you.
Whoa! I have to censor that myself, but the show did not. Dude definitely just dropped a bomb of a word, if you know what I'm saying. One that somebody of his skin color definitely has no business saying. If that isn't 2000s TV in a nutshell, I don't know what is. But yeah, dude thinks he's a tough guy at this point, and he's ready to brawl. I would love to see these two skinny dudes go at it. Pause, that sounded hella weird, but you know what I mean. Like, these lanky-ass guys would have the most hilarious fight. But we all know the TV show's not gonna let that happen. There's just too much risk of litigation at that point.
Megan.
Starting arguments with people that I care about. This is crap.
Megan, do you care about him? Did you care about him?
So now Megan's over here crying as she's like acting like she has no fault in this. Lady, there would be no cameras, there would be no spectacle, there would be no people destroying each other's lives on television without you making the choice to cheat on your mans with, again, your cousin. By marriage, though, by marriage. As if that makes any difference at all.
This is my shirt.
I'm sorry, but I don't think this is fair. I don't think you've got any right to
Fair.
So then mid-cry session, he realizes she was also giving her cousin his shirt to wear. So not only are you disrespecting him by cheating on him, but you're now stealing his clothes as well as his truck to drive around and meet up with this guy. That's insane. So what does he do with the shirt? Well, what any trashy early 2000s TV contestant would do. He pisses on it. This just gets escalated into such insane territory. And I honestly am just beating myself up at this point for not realizing how good this show was earlier on. I mean, I used to watch it as a kid when I shouldn't have been. And now I realize this is just a gold mine of early 2000s trash. Like, this is insane. And I hope you guys agree. If you do, make sure you drop a like. I'm going to remind you once more, it helps out the channel a ton.
What the hell was I not doing for you?
If you wanted me back, this wasn't the way to do it.
And now she says if you wanted me back, acting as if they were broken up. But according to this guy, they were definitely not broken up. Again, I think this is just further work on her end to try to repair her image, because this would have been everywhere. Everybody would have known that she did this back in the day. I mean, this is just the worst possible thing you could ever have your dirty laundry aired out in, is this era of television.
You brought me the truth, thank you. But that's it. You got what you need, I got what I need.
And now at this point, it sounds like bro's even regretting finding out the truth. Like, now that the shock and the adrenaline is wearing off, he realizes just how sad the situation is and how heartbroken he is, which is honestly quite sad, but funny at the same time.
For his part, Jameson Burrows says that he wants to make it clear that Megan is not a blood relative.
Sure, buddy. Yeah, sure. No, I love that they just run with this excuse till the end of times. I mean, that is his closing statement, that he wouldn't have done this if they were blood related. But still, just being related by marriage should have been enough to call it off and never give that a try. You know what I mean?
That she has always had a crush on Mr. Burrows ever since they were young, but says that people as a whole need to grow up and realize they're living in the 21st century.
And as the girl's closing statement, as if she couldn't get grosser, she says, you guys just gotta grow up. We're living in the 21st century. So yeah, apparently you are just not woke enough to understand that this is a totally normal relationship. Sarcasm, obviously. Nobody should be accepting of that. But that's where we get left off with this episode. Let me know what you thought down in the comments below. If you want to see more, make sure you drop a like on this video. It really helps out the channel. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Until next time, peace out.